Hello and welcome to Budweiser Gardens for this National Basketball League of Canada playoff game between the London Lightning and the visiting Orangeville A's. Good evening. My name is Marty Thompson and I'm joined as always by Chris Croucher. Chris, London won Game 2 in this best of 5 on Monday by a score of 118 to 110.
And I think there's some positives to take out of that, though. Looking at that last game, Orangeville, they did struggle in the first half, but they put up a ton of points in the second half and even won that fourth quarter. So I think this game could be a little bit more of that, a bit closer than the final score, because remember, even though it ended up 118 to 110, Orangeville was down pretty much start to finish. But if they play like they did in that third and fourth quarter, they'll do a lot better. Looking at Orangeville, I think one of the problems was 37 points scored by the London Lightning in the third quarter there, and that really kind of did them in.
Well, and also when you look at the Orangeville A's, they did a very good job on the boards as well, and definitely something that they could pull moving forward. Switching to the London side, though, the one thing that we saw in last game that we haven't necessarily seen a whole lot of this season from the London Lightning is really lacking that offensive discipline.
Yeah, and the London Lightning can sometimes get a little shot happy, and in an attempt to just really score a ton, they'll end up shooting shots that are not necessarily well advised, and they can play a little out of control at times. And I think one of the things London did really well that gave them that huge boost was they took the right shots. They didn't take the first available shot. They continued to work the ball around. They made that extra pass to make sure that the shot they took was the right one. And I think it was that offensive discipline that had a huge hand in London being able to take Game 1 and being able to run up such a sizable advantage. And they played really good defense in the first half. Second half, not so much. But that first half, they held Orangeville to a total of 43 points. And Orangeville, known for their high scoring, holding a team like that to 43 points in a single half is a very good result for the London Lightning. Starting
lineup for the Orangeville A's, the same as we saw on Monday. You've got Lewis Jackson, Jameson Tipping, Dominic Cheek, Justin Moss, and Tyrone Watson. Again, the same crew that we saw on Monday night.
And I think there were some good things about that Monday game for Orangeville in terms of rebounding, which was a huge stat for the Orangeville A's because London's one of the best rebounding teams in the league. And I think another stat that they have to look at is their turnovers were about even. They shot the ball 47%. That was a very good number for them. However, it was shooting the ball pretty much any other way that caused them problems, as you had a 63% shooting from the free throw line for Orangeville. That's not going to cut it at the NBL level. That's 11 points right there that they lost only at the free throw line. And then they only shot 25% from the three-point line, but they still felt the need to take 28 of them, despite the fact that they just weren't dropping. Part of that is because they're trying to play catch-up late in the game, so they were just shooting any three they could get, trying to get there. But it's still an awfully high number for a team that wasn't making many of them.
And then looking towards some of the bigger players on the Orangeville A's, I know that we profiled Justin Moss. Still went 7 for 10 from the field. Still a very impressive night considering his limited minutes.
But one of the problems for the Orangeville A's and even for the London Lightning is that Stephen Maxwell and Justin Moss, in terms of their production and the way they defend each other, almost cancel each other out because their production's nearly identical whenever they play against each other. They're going to get around between 20 and 15 points, and they're going to get 10 rebounds. It's just going to happen. So for Orangeville, it's going to be a matter of getting their other players to show up. They can't rely on Justin Moss as their guy. And I did find it weird. Justin Moss has been one of the top scorers for the Orangeville A's. Just because him and Stephen Maxwell kind of cancel each other out doesn't mean you ignore him on offense. And I found Orangeville didn't go to him enough in the clutch when they really need to get points and no one else was really making it. So look for a more consistent effort from Orangeville to try and feed Justin Moss the ball and let him go, because if you're just going to use him in the capacity that they did last game, he and Maxwell just cancel each other out.
I know we've talked a bit about mismatches, but I mean, if you're Orangeville trying to create those mismatches with Justin Moss, because again, London did such a fantastic job neutralizing him, I'm just trying to think of ways that how they could free up some of their bigger players and some of their bigger shooters to really get past London in this game.
Well, one of the ways they have to... The reason I say force feed Justin Moss, and the biggest reason, is because him creating havoc on the interior can open up their three-point shooters. And we mentioned three-point shooting was a problem. That's because they weren't having Justin Moss create that havoc down low. Tyrone Watson did a great job, but every time a help defender came, it seemed like it was an automatic turnover. And that's one of the issues that Orangeville's going to have to work on, is getting that consistent interior presence that you don't have to worry about a turnover for. And that will open up shots for their three-point shooters.
Starting lineup for the London Lightning, also the same that we saw on Monday night. You've got Nick Okori, Akeem Scott, Williamson, Maxwell, and Wright rounding out the rest of the starting five there. The main focus of this one, though, is Akeem Scott, especially coming off of last game, 30 points, 4 assists as well, and a couple rebounds to boot.
Well, Akeem Scott, he's a real floor general type, and he's known mostly for his passing. So it's kind of a shock to see him put up 30 points. But again, he's a primetime performer. He's played in the NBL Canada playoffs before. He was huge and instrumental in the A's beating London last year in the NBLC playoffs. And now he's doing the same thing for London. And they're gonna have to get some of their other guards shooting the ball better. They had a bunch of guys in double digits, but the numbers themselves weren't very pretty. You've got Nick Okori, 3 of 12. You've got Ryan Anderson, 3 of 10. So they might want to get some more consistent shooting from their guards not named Akeem. And that's something that's going to happen if they want to continue to dominate Orangeville the way they did last game.
Game 2 at Budweiser Gardens, one of 3 NBLC playoff games happening tonight. The other game 2 between Niagara and Windsor is just about to tip off. The Express won game 1 of that one on Monday night as well. So again, Niagara looking to even up that series, going home in the same position that the Orangeville A's are in. And in the other playoff game, a game 1, in fact, St. John is taking on the Moncton Miracles. The Millrats have a 59-37 lead at halftime. The Millrats off to a fantastic start. We'll talk more about that later on in this game. Game 2, London. Again, game 1. It's a best of 5. The series will shift to Orangeville for a game on Friday. And then if Orangeville were to win either one of tonight's games or Friday's games, they will move on to play on Sunday in Orangeville. Tip-off coming here at Budweiser Gardens, a decent crowd on hand. London versus Orangeville. The first game was interesting to say the least. Quite a number of fouls as well. When we see that, that's a whole nother storyline.
Let's hope they keep it under 60 tonight.
London win the tip-off, but the ref's getting into it early, as we could expect, Chris. And the anti-climax tip-off is about to get underway. London win it. Nick Okori will collect. Again, the foul trouble last game was it played a part pretty much the entire game. Players got into foul trouble early, as we see a quick shot there from Akeem Scott up top. He misses the 3. Ball falls out of play.
Not a great shot to start the half with. Akeem Scott, of course, still feeling a hot hand from last game, but in terms of the kinds of shots you want to take, I don't think a 3 early in the shot clock is the way to start a game.
The Orangeville A's moving up the court on their first offense of this game. Dominic Cheek with it. Down low to Watson. He cannot collect the ball. London ball.
I think Akeem Wright got away with one there as he reached in and kind of pulled back on Tyrone Watson's shoulder a bit, but either way, the ref missed it, so it's London ball.
Akeem Wright moves it up the court, takes it off to Okori. Okori limited minutes last game, still had 14 points. Finds Wright. Right on the jumper. Distance 2. It hits the rim and it's out. Ball will fall out of play. Oh, no, it will not. Orangeville will keep it in.
Again, questionable shot selection from the London Lightning to start off. Akeem Wright takes a challenged mid-range shot. One of the most inefficient shots in basketball.
Watson fires it across. This is Jameson Tipping, a very good three-point shooter. Had a decent game on Monday as well. Ball falls out of play out of London. Still no score.
Well, Jameson Tipping had a bit of a tough game last time out in game 1. Took 5 fouls very early in the game, and he's a guy they kind of rely on to bring some energy when this team is down, and when he fouls out, it kind of takes a little bit of the juice out of their batteries, so to speak. So Jameson Tipping's going to have to show some more discipline here, but he can be an impact player. You know who else is an impact player? Nick Okori, huge 3.
First points of the ball game go to Nick Okori and the London Lightning, 3-0. We were about a minute and a half into this one if you're just joining us. London in white, Orangeville in red. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth here. Tipping with a gorgeous play to score 2 for the A's.
And again, that's just him out hustling his defender there to get that shot. Great job by Tipping. He also identified a mismatch, something the A's had problems with last game. Akeem Scott, though, he shows the stanchion what's up, and he also shows the fans what's up with that layup.
That was good. That was good. I like that. I like that celebration quite a bit. Akeem Scott picking up where he left off last game. Again, 30 points. Really a breakout game for him, even though he'd been leading the team in score, or second in the team rather in scoring. Last game was a breakout game for him for sure.
Well, he's always been a decent scorer, but it's never been a focus of his game. That was the first game with the Lightning that we've really seen him just be like, give me the ball, I'm going to go score now. And having those guys who are able to, and willing to take charge is huge, and something I think Orangeville kind of missed last game.
Tipping falls to ground on that pass. No call. Williamson now off to Stephen Maxwell, who finishes at the hoop.
Beauty team passing there from the London Lightning to set that one up. And they're going to keep going. They're going to get the turnover with Nick Okori forcing Jameson Tipping into knocking that out.
8-2, London with the lead, and now they've got the ball in Orangeville's half. Garrett Williamson getting set to inbound just in front of the scorer's table there, as you can see. You see Akeem Scott getting set to receive the pass. Again, fresh shot clock here for the Bolts. This is Scott with it. Slips on the ground. Still keeps possession at the very top. Okori still has possession here. Right. Dribbles. Tries to get around Tyrone Watson. Spins. Fires. Top of the key. It rims out. Collected by Tipping.
Yeah, Wright actually slipped when he was trying to make that spin there. So I think the floor might play an issue in tonight's game because that's a couple of different slips we've seen.
Wright tips the ball out. It will fall out off of London by the looks of it, so Orangeville will get the ball.
Yeah, I believe that was Akeem Wright backed into the ball and ended up having it kick off the back of his heel.
Going back to the slippery floor discussion, even last game, especially on this side of the court, as you can see, I believe Tyrone Watson fell there. Oh, Akeem Scott clears the first row, and that's it. He just completely jumped over. You see the crowd; they almost can't believe what just happened there. Again, Akeem Scott just hurdled the front row.
Well, I mean, there's no reaction time if you're a fan on that one. That was an impressive display there. Surprised nothing got knocked over on that. Incredible.
Lewis Jackson has the ball here for the A's. 9:20 on the clock here. Again, London out to an early lead. Jackson, top of the key, misses the deuce. It'll be taken here by Maxwell. He calmly takes it off here to Akeem Scott. Again, he's got some legs on him. Takes it up. Oh, Garrett Williamson! Alley-oop!
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Garrett Williamson with the high-flying acrobatics. What a play there from the London Lightning.
And forces the timeout from Chris Thomas and the Orangeville A's. We are 3 minutes into this ball game. London 10, Orangeville 2.
Well, you never want to be the first coach to call a timeout. And that's unfortunate for Chris Thomas that it happened 3 minutes into the game. But I actually like this timeout as much as you don't want to be the one to take the first one. Things were getting out of hand pretty quickly, and that dunk there just about sent the fans into a frenzy. That would have been a little bit too much of a momentum swing. You got to slow it down, get everyone back on track, and I think Orangeville needs to really look at what they've done in this game so far, and more importantly, what they haven't been able to do. I think some of the shot selection is rather weak. Their passing just doesn't seem crisp, and I think you need to just bring them into the huddle, relax them a bit. I don't know if it's nerves. It's game 2. It shouldn't have been nerves, but I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know if maybe Monday night's loss is hanging over them, but something just doesn't seem quite right with the A's right now.
And I could be wrong, but I don't believe Justin Moss has had the ball yet. I don't believe that they've tried to find him early. Yeah,
I don't recall seeing the ball touch his hands yet.
Well, and you would think that he is your most effective player. Get him going. Get a couple reps in that way, and maybe try to free the floor early.
It's what I've been saying in the pregame of the past 2 games. Is that you just have to give him the ball. He's your best player. He got you here. Just give him the ball and see what happens. But instead, it's going to be a 10-2 lead for the London Lightning.
Fantastic start for the Bolts. Again, they won Game 1 of this best-of-5 here at Budweiser Gardens on Monday. That was a 118-110 win. Of course, if you remember, that first quarter went spectacularly well for the Bolts. They outscored Orangeville 28-22 in that one. Orangeville only outscored London in the fourth quarter by a margin of 32-27. We're back underway. after that early timeout called by Chris Thomas, who's sitting down on the bench. That's a rare sight to see. I think he was pacing up and down the sideline pretty much the entire game in game one. See Lewis Jackson with a fantastic finish to make it 10-4.
Very tough finish there from Lewis Jackson. Excellent job. Lewis Jackson, a guy, he isn't necessarily the leading scorer game in, game out, but when he does get going, it tends to be the type where Orangeville's not having a great game and Lewis Jackson starts scoring.
Jackson couldn't quite get to Akeem Scott on the defense. You see Stephen Maxwell tipping it up. That's Garrett Williamson finishing.
Garrett Williamson has the potential to be the sleeper MVP of a playoff run for the London Lightning. He took a while to get his feet under him after his injury, but he's come back better than ever. But huge three there. That one's going to be from Cheek on the Orangeville A's. Huge three, keeps this game within reach.
Williamson trying to drain that one. You see Moss with the rebound. Dominic Cheek also had a pretty decent game last time out, just 7 points, but pretty effective on the defensive side as well. Also rare to see a player in that game only have 2 fouls to his name, but he was one of the few. Here's Tyrone Watson. He had an effective game in game one, but he can't get that one to go.
Well, we've seen London do this last game, and they're doing it here tonight. Whenever the ball ends up in the post, London brings a help defender over, as Corey's going to nail that shot. But what London's been doing defensively is whenever Orangeville tries to put it in the post, either Moss or Watson, London will bring a help defender over and make it more difficult. And, of course, now that I've said that, they don't do that. But Tyrone Watson's going to take the travel as Akeem Wright just pulled the chair out from under him.
London with a significant lead here early. Akeem Scott moving it across. Here's a Corey. You see Monks struggling to get out to a Corey there. Of course, Monks has just come onto the court, and the refs blow things down. 7:18 left in the first. The foul's going to go against Justin Moss, and I think we talked about that last game, Chris, in terms of specifically Justin Moss getting into a bit of foul trouble. I know that he was rested a bit in the third quarter because of that, and that's obviously not good if you're an Orangeville A's fan. Meantime, Flanard Whitfield's coming into the game, and Tyrone Watson is making way. Whitfield, another good player for the A's, and we talked about using Whitfield, Moss, and Watson in the front court.
Yeah, and I like when they bring Whitfield in at that 3 spot, even to just try and go with the big lineup and see if they can beat up London a bit. But in this case, it's going to be Whitfield for Watson. Whitfield, a little bit longer, more athletic. He doesn't have that bulldog impact of a Tyrone Watson, but he's still able to make some good things happen out there.
Oh, what a slam from Dominic Cheek! Oh, slam of the season from the Orangeville A, and he's going to go to the line. Budweiser Gardens is silent as the boos finally rained down. I think people were just trying to figure out what just happened.
Well, I think they're booing because they thought there should have been a charge, but I think the only charge that should be there is Cheek might get charged with assaulting the rim there. That was incredible.
And he gets the bonus to go. Wow, that's probably what Chris Thomas wants. Just one play to kind of spark this A's team. That's a Corey. He can't get that one to drop. Lewis Jackson move it up as the A's get a stop. Jackson takes it down low. Whitfield moving it along. Here comes the 3 from the near side. That's Dominic Cheek trying to get another score, but that one won't drop either. Oh, gorgeous dribbling and a great finish there from Mr. Akeem Scott.
Well, Akeem Scott with the now you see me, now you don't act right there. Great job getting to the rim.
Lewis Jackson with an answer back, so the 2 guards going at it here.
Well, we've talked about how similar these teams are at certain positions, and I think point guard's another one of those with Akeem Scott and Lewis Jackson. They have similar impacts on their lineup. Jackson more of a passer, Scott more of a scorer.
Williamson finds a lane, attacks the rim, and he gets attacked. He'll take the N1.
And that's Garrett Williamson at his best, when he's aggressively going to the rim and being able to draw fouls on the other team. I think one of the things that we haven't seen as much from him because he's been hurt is he used to charge, I don't want to say recklessly, but he used to charge very aggressively to the rim when he was making those cuts. And that's something that because of injuries, I don't think he's been able to be as aggressive as he'd like to. And there we're seeing some vintage 2013, 2014 Canadian Player of the Year, Garrett Williamson there.
Just shows how effective he is, just how smooth he is to get to the rim. Lewis Jackson will take it up. No basket there as the refs blow things down. Looks like it's going to be a foul against the A's. Chris Thomas is out already having a quick chat with the referee. London set to make their first change of the game. Marcus Capers coming in, and Garrett Williamson making way. Meantime, Tyrone Watson is coming in for the A's, and it looks like Justin Moss will be heading off. So again, 20-12, London with the lead. We're halfway through the first. Akeem Scott moving it along. With some motion along the baseline, that's Capers. A Corey jumper from the top, misses. And it's taken up here by the A's. Jackson. He's got some speed. Tries to find the afterburners, but he's blocked there by Akeem Scott as the two smaller guys get tangled together. Right to Scott. 5.5 left in the first. Scott backs into Jackson. On the fade. Rims out. Taken here by the A's. Oh, it's tipped. Capers. Fantastic defensive play from a very good defensive player. Now here's Wright. He takes it up to Capers, and that's no doubt a foul. As Capers grabbed the ball, he was pushed in midair.
Well, I think in that case, it was just Orangeville doing some damage control. They knew they had the turnover. But unfortunately, that's going to give them 5 team fouls already in this quarter, compared to only 1 for London. That's not good if you're Chris Thomas and looking at some of the guys on your bench, having to worry about their foul situations a bit now. In fact, Justin Moss already has 2 in the game.
As we mentioned before, game 1 had 63 fouls, rather. Williamson, or my apologies, that's Ryan Anderson. He can't get that back lay to go. Inbound coming here for the A's. Again, 20-12, 5 fouls for the A's, and now 2 for the London Lightning. London off to a good start here in this game 2. Jackson, again, turning on the afterburners, taking it to the hoop. He's going to draw the foul. He's going to take a trip to the line.
Not sure what the foul was on that one. It looked like Capers just jumped with him.
Regardless, Jackson will go to the line here, and that's going to be a foul against Capers.
Just to show you what Williamson can do when he's at his best, though. 7 points, 2 rebounds. Obviously not huge numbers yet, but that's how he's starting the game. And he's only played a little bit. He's already had a big impact on this game for the London Lightning.
Jackson gets that one to go. The one issue that was plaguing Orangeville in that game 1-2 was free throws, Chris. I know you like to talk about your free throws, and Al.
Gotta make your free throws, kids.
That's it. That's pretty much all you like to talk about when it comes to free throws. Well, we had a good discussion about it last time, but only going 63%. They left a ton of points out there, even though they only took 30. That's, there's a couple points there for sure.
Well, the 11 missed free throws, there, from the Orangeville A's, and they lost by 8. Make your free throws, you're up by 3. So make sure you go to the line and you make it because they're free shots. There's no reason not to.
Scott, that's going to be an offensive foul as he came in on Lewis Jackson.
Yeah, I think Scott was playing a little bit out of control on that one. He looked like he had some words for Chris Thomas as he went by. Akeem Scott, not exactly known as the quietest of players.
As you can see, Thomas there out on. He's off the bench now. He's vocal and active as he always is. Jackson bounce pass down low to Watson. He'll get it to go. No foul call as he appeals to the ref. 4.5 left in the first. 20-16. The A's on a bit of a run here. Here's Stephen Maxwell up against Tyrone Watson. And he'll get that one to go as well.
Kind of a different look from Stephen Maxwell. Usually we see him just jump from around there trying to get a dunk or something. He came out of college as a small forward, though, so there's kind of an aspect to Maxwell's game we haven't really seen yet. And if there's ever a time to surprise someone, it's the playoffs.
4 minutes to go in the first. 22-16. This is Monks. Oh, gorgeous pass, and that's going to be an easy foul to call. You see Cheek just having a quick look at Akeem Scott as he walked by, and Dominic Cheek will be going to the line. London making a change. Tyshawn Patterson coming into the game, and it looks like Akeem Scott is making way.
Random fact of the game, there's 7 players who have touched the floor for the Orangeville A's. Only 4 of them have actually taken a shot so far.
Interesting for sure.
Some of the names who haven't taken a shot are guys that, if you're Orangeville, you probably want taking a shot. Justin Moss and Lewis Monk so far held off the score sheet.
Dominic Cheek drains that one, makes it 22-17. We've got 4 minutes to go left in the first quarter. Patterson getting his first touches, and that's going to be another offensive foul.
Yeah, and I think they're saying Maxwell held up Jackson just a bit too much on that play.
So that's now 6 fouls for London, and all of a sudden they've moved
Caught
past,
right up and past.
Yeah, moved past the Orangeville A's, who got out to 5 fouls early. Again, fouls can definitely play a big part of this series for sure, and we saw that in the regular season between these two teams. Great pass to find Watson.
Great way to take advantage of the mismatch, too, by Lewis Jackson. He noticed it was Stephen Maxwell covering him. He could blow by him, so he did, and found Watson open for 2.
London with the ball. Here's Ryan Anderson with it. He takes the 3. Can't get it. And a big collect here from Dominic Cheek is going to move it up the court. His A's are only down 3. Oh my goodness, Dominic Cheek. This guy is on fire. He goes to the line.
Great job from Dominic Cheek there. And again, Ryan Anderson contesting heavily. Whether it was a foul or not, I'm not sure. It looked like he was straight up and down. But anytime you're just sort of running into a guy, you're putting yourself at risk of receiving a foul, pardon me. So Cheek, who's really been the guy doing most of the heavy lifting here for the Orangeville A's, goes to the line, make it 9 points for him in this game.
And it ties it up 22-all. We've got 3:15 left to go in this quarter. Patterson with it, moves it across up top now. Lewis Jackson playing defense up against him. Here's Ryan Anderson on the run in the corner. Gorgeous switch to Tyshawn Patterson, misses the 3. The ball will follow to play out off of the A's. London ball.
I think that one might have gone off on Warren Ward. I think London got away with another one there. One guy who's on the floor right now for London that I think is interesting is Tyshawn Patterson. He was a spark plug for this team for most of the year, as we see London fail that attempt and some open court.
Here come the Orangeville A's. Lewis Jackson to Tyrone Watson give the A's their first lead of this series.
Well, Lewis Jackson just all over the court in the best ways possible. And right now, Tyrone Watson, Dominic Cheek, and Lewis Jackson keeping Orangeville not only in this game, but in this series and giving them a big lead. London's going to miss that attempt.
Some fantastic and one plays so far in this game. Tyshawn Patterson can't get on the board in that regard. Akeem Wright comes into the game, and it looks like Stephen Maxwell is making way.
Going back to Tyshawn Patterson, though, he's been a spark plug for this team, but last game, he only played 8 minutes for the London Lightning, which is an uncharacteristically small number. And in fact, if he makes one of these free throws, he does. Those are his first points of the series, which is not what we expected from Tyshawn Patterson. I think part of that is Kyle Julius not necessarily wanting to play Patterson as much, mostly because Patterson can play a little wild at times. And I think the London Lightning, when it's playoffs, you kind of want to settle it down a bit.
Dominic Cheek cross half. Again, he's got 10 points rather to his name. He can't get 13 as he attempted that 3. Again, 24-all. This game's tight in the first quarter. Ryan Anderson trying to make some space up top. He gives it off to Akeem Wright. Wright in a similar position. Top of the key. Can't get that one to drop. And it's collected here by Monks on the big rebound. Monks moves it across on the far side. Daquan Brooks into the game. He's got possession. He's on the run. Finds a lane. Shifts it off to Monks. Had a bit of time to shoot. He's going to take it anyways. He's going to be fouled, though, right in front of Kyle Julius and the London bench. They're not happy with that call.
Yeah, I think that was... I'm not quite sure what Capers did. He kind of got bumped into the three-pointer there. He didn't really make any sort of attempt to get in the way there. He just stuck his hand up, and I think it was... I didn't see who it was, but someone bumped him from behind right into Monks as he was shooting the 3.
So to the line here for the A's is Lewis Monks, averaging around 13 points per game this season. Gets the first one to go. Again, 7 fouls for the Lightning, just 6. Well, just 6. I guess at this rate, in this series, 6 isn't even that bad. Monks gets that one to go as well. He's got the third one coming. So we'll try to keep you updated on the games happening elsewhere. Millrat's up on the Miracles 71-56. That is about halfway through the third quarter. Niagara and Windsor yet to tip off. Patterson crawls across half. London's down by 2. They've got the ball. This is Akeem Wright. Backing into Daquan Brooks. Lots of space on this side here for Tyshawn Patterson. He finds a lane. Oh, my goodness, nearly finished. The ball gets tipped out by Patterson. Monks is a creative play to keep the ball, and it's going to be a traveling call.
Wow.
And Monks drains that one.
Well,
doesn't count.
London just got away with one because that was a lot of players on Orangeville on the fast break and not too many Lightning guys back to protect it. Oh, pardon me. Oh, no, never mind. Pardon me. I thought the call was against London for some reason. I have no idea why.
Patterson has possession up top. Warren Ward into the corner. This is Ryan Anderson for 3. It's contested, and he's short of the rim. And make that 1:29 on the clock, 26-24. Nick Okori coming into the game, and Ryan Anderson making way. London now 1 for 6 from beyond the arc with that miss, and they're 9 for 24 from the field. It's good enough for about 38%. Daquan Brooks. He's got some speed. He's going to try to find a way around right. He'll stop. He'll hand it off to Watson. Daquan Brooks down low, and the refs are going to blow it down. 3-second violation.
Ooh. Good call by the ref, though. I do agree. Watson was down there for quite some time. And that's one of the things the London Lightning have been doing a good job of is when they do have a mismatch, like that goes against them. For example, that was Watson backing down Tyshawn Patterson, but the help defense came quickly enough.
My apologies, Tyshawn Patterson for a fantastic 3. 27-26, London take the lead. Daquan Brooks with it. He's going to try an answer back 3. He misses. Taken here by Whitfield in the offensive rebound. Top of the key, traveling.
Ooh, I don't know.
He did pivot there.
Pivot, not a step.
That was the motion I saw. Regardless, inbound coming here from London. We did see some, I'm gonna say particular calls against both teams last game. I mean, even calling the lane violation on free throws, that happened 3 times. I don't think I've ever seen that in the 4 games I've been watching, or 4 years I've been watching NBLC games.
The refs have definitely clamped down, and this series is an example of that. I know a lot has been made about the reffing in NBL Canada, and I've always been a defender of it in that basketball is one of the hardest sports on the planet to call. And I don't necessarily think the NBLC refs are doing that terrible a job compared to what fans think of every other league. But I think one of the things they need to work on is game flow.
Marcus Capers blocked by Flynn Whitfield. Big defensive play as Whitfield was sprinting back towards the net, and that's going to be a foul.
Great job there. Flynn Whitfield doing a great job on the block. Going back to what I was saying about the refs, though, I think one of the things they do need to work on is maybe not blowing so much down. But that's what makes basketball so hard to referee, too, is managing that balance between flow of the game and calling what has to be called. And, again, NBLC's done a good job. They've implemented different safeguards to make sure that the reffing is getting better. And I'm sure it will in time.
Marcus Capers at the line. His second opportunity is no good. Collected here by Monks on the rebound. The shot clock has expired. Just 20 seconds to go left in this first quarter. 28-26. London with the lead. Orangeville with the ball. Daquan Brooks with it. Moves around Warren Ward. You see a Corey tracking him.
Double dribble. There we go.
And that's the call. So London get the ball with 7 seconds left in the first quarter. Let's see what they can do with it.
Not sure who that was on London, but they disrupted Brooks there. Brooks obviously didn't mean to, but I think it was Patterson or Okori covering him.
Corey's going to wait to start the clock as the ball crosses half. Okori on the run.
Kick it out.
He's going to take the shot, top of the key. It didn't look too comfortable from Nick Okori, and that will be how this quarter ends as you see Tyshawn Patterson getting a couple words in with the referee.
Well, I think it was a combination of Patterson getting words with the ref, and then Monks felt Patterson went a little bit low diving for that ball because, of course, when you're a 6 foot or taller man, you have to worry about someone going towards your knees, right? And it just makes it that much of a bigger target.
We'll be right back. Lewis Jackson, Jameson Tipping, Dominic Cheek, Justin Moss off of London by the looks of it, so Orangeville will get the ball.
Yeah, I believe that was Akeem Wright backed into the ball and ended up having it kick off the back of his heel.
Going back to the slippery floor discussion, even Lewis Jackson, Jameson Tipping, Dominic Cheek, Justin Moss off of London by the looks of it, so Orangeville will get the ball.
Yeah, I believe that was Akeem Wright backed into the ball and ended up having it kick off the back of his heel.
Going back to the slippery floor discussion, even Lewis Jackson, Jameson Tipping, Dominic Cheek, Justin Moss off of London by the looks of it, so Orangeville will get the ball.
Yeah, I believe that was Akeem Wright backed into the ball and ended up having it kick off the back of his heel.
Going back to the slippery floor discussion, even Lewis Jackson, Jameson Tipping, Dominic Cheek, Justin Moss off of London by the looks of it, so Orangeville will get the ball.
Yeah, I believe that was Akeem Wright backed into the ball and ended up having it kick off the back of his heel.
Going back to the slippery floor
and we're back here at
discussion.
Budweiser Gardens, London versus Orangeville. The London Lightning with a 28-26 lead over the A's. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth. Taking a quick look at the stats, the A's once again effective
Jackson,
from the field,
Tipping,
considering
Cheek,
their place
Justin
in the
Moss
game. They're shooting
off
56%.
Of London by the looks of it, so Orangeville will get the ball.
Yeah, I believe that was
9
Akeem
for
Wright
16.
backed
My
into the ball
apologies.
and ended up
London
having it kick
shooting
off the back of his heel.
37%. They've
Going
gone
back
10
to
for
the slippery
27. And we're back here at
Fortunately for the A's,
Budweiser
improved
Gardens,
defense, they're up by a
London
lot,
versus Orangeville. The London Lightning with a 28-26 lead.
Having a 2-point lead despite only shooting 37%. That's because they've taken 11 more shot attempts, and that comes off of the 11 turnovers from the Orangeville A's,
considering their place
as
in the
opposed
game.
to
They're
London
shooting
Lightning, who've kind of made up for their not so good shooting by only turning the ball over twice.
My apologies.
Talked about offensive
London
discipline
shooting
off the top, and that's one of the ways you can do
They've
it.
got 10 for
They're doing a good job playing under control right now, even though the ball's not quite falling the way they want to.
Bryson Johnson has come into the game. He moves along the baseline, takes it out to Watson to start this second quarter.
Because they've taken 11 more shot attempts,
takes the jumper, top of the key,
11 turnovers from the Orangeville
great
A's.
play from Daquan Brooks to make game 28 off.
Daquan Brooks, he's not almost a Lewis Jackson slow the way they play, and they provide very similar to this offense, like Steve.
And he's got it, he's taking it up, one takes back, here's Dominic Cheek, he can finish, ball's not quite taken out the way they want to. Daquan Brooks once again, he takes the three, he misses along the baseline, and the ball will hit the top of the backboard, and the rest will blow it to Daquan Brooks.
Not a very pretty possession there for the London Lightning, turning the ball over on the offensive end. And then defensively, he's a little bit lax getting back as Daquan Brooks wide open for three-point land, while there's still some Lightning guys trying to get across half court.
He's taking it up, Warren Ward moves it across. And the one thing about interesting about Daquan Brooks is that he's very much, good tuning for Lewis Jackson. They're big tuning for each other. At the top end of the backboard, Daquan Brooks is somehow leading the league in assists per game. You see Garrett Williams battling. He can't finish. He'll get it on the third try.
Turning the ball over on the offensive end. And then defensively,
Brooks moving it up again, leading the league with around 8
wide open for three-point land, while there's still some Lightning guys trying to get across half court.
Sharing minutes at that one spot with Lewis Jackson. Dominic Cheek tries to play it off off there to Bryson Johnson. He slipped on the floor. Looks like that's going to be a foul against Nick Corey. This is for 30-28, 10:41 left in the second quarter. He'll get it on the third try.
The ball over on the offense end. And then defensively,
Brooks moving it up again, leading the lead with
Tyrone Watson in close.
wide open game. Watson with the ball, he'll take it up, and he misses the sharing minutes at that one spot. With Louis Jackson. Brooks in that. Dominic Cheek tries to play it off there to Bryson Johnson, but he slipped on the floor. Looks like that's going to be a foul against Nick Corey. This is for 30-28.
Going to be a Lightning inbound here.
Left in the second quarter. He'll get it on the third try.
The ball over on the offense end. And then defensively,
Brooks moving it up again, leading the lead with
Taquan Brooks immediately steals it from Scott.
Watson with the ball, and he'll take it up.
No good to the Orangeville A's. Bryson Johnson missed the shot. Corey with the rebound.
Dominic Cheek tries to play it off there to Bryson Johnson, but
He's going to cut in.
like that's going to be a foul against Nick.
And unfortunately, the creeping sideline can be a Lightning out here. Scott's going to step out of bounds there. Just click his heels on the line. The London Lightning, it seems their court might just be a little bit smaller, or almost feels like it sometimes, with the amount of times they click their heels on the out-of-bounds line there.
Taquan Brooks with possession at half. Make it 30-28, 10 minutes to go here. Tipping at the very top, moves it around, takes the jumper at the top of the key, can't get that one to go. Williamson collects. Hakeem Scott switches it over. Corey will take it down low. This is Hakeem Wright in the post up against Dominic Cheek. He drops the ball, and here we go. That's Hakeem Scott for three. He gets it to go.
Big shot from Hakeem Scott, and he's a guy they need to make those shots. He had 30 in the last game. He's been a little bit quieter here, but now he's making some noise. 8 points so far as Williamson gets caught in the chops there.
No basket, obviously, as London will get set on the inbound. That's 2 fouls each in this third quarter, as we mentioned, or second quarter, rather. As we mentioned, fouls very important in this series. 63 fouls in Game 1, 66 fouls in the last regular season game between these two teams. Very physical games, for sure. Hakeem Scott tries to find Williamson in the post. He reaches up to get it. This is a mismatch. Taquan Brooks somehow strips Williamson out the ball. London will have 6 seconds to get a shot off here. 9:12 on the game clock. Scott just more or less checking his wrist there. Not sure if he drew some contact. He's getting set on the inbound there along the baseline on the near side. Hakeem Wright in motion in the corner. He's going to take it to Corey up top for three. He hits the rim, and Cheek will move it up the court. The A's moving very quickly here. Takes it all the way. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's going to be a foul against Nick Corey. So Dominic Cheek, both players on the floor. Cheek's slow to get up, but he will go to the line, and he will take a bonus shot.
Well, I think Cheek got wide eyes, thinking he might be able to get another poster dunk like we saw earlier in the game, but Nick Corey standing strong. He's going to draw the charge. Pardon me, they called a blocking foul, so he's going to take a foul, but at least it's not an easy dunk.
So Dominic Cheek goes to the line. He's now got 12 points to his name. He's had a fantastic game early, Chris. Refs have a quick chat here. You see Chris Thomas out there along with Kyle Julius, both barking some orders. And
I kind of want to put like a step counter on both Kyle Julius and Chris Thomas, and maybe even a couple of players, and see who does the most running during a game. Because Thomas and Julius, some of the most active coaches in the NBL on the sidelines.
And they've been known to meet each other at half as well. We'll leave it at that. Dominic Cheek gets that one to go. Make it 33-31. London with the lead, and they've got the ball. Scott moves it up. Taquan Brooks chasing him, playing really tight defense up against Scott. He'll take it off to Wright. Wright versus Tipping, another very interesting matchup. Like for like, you see Wright drawing the foul on the shot. He's going to go to the line.
Wright doing a good job of drawing contact going up for that shot. It wasn't a very well-advised shot. In fact, I might have dished it out to the three-point line there, but if you're going to go try that shot, at least go to the free throw line right after.
So Hakeem Wright at the line here. First shot's good. Kansas State grad, shooting around 67% from the line on the season. 8:47 left. As always, we'll have What's Cooking with Bill Evans at halftime. He'll have a lot to say about, especially about how that second half panned out last game in game one. Daquan Brooks shifts it out for three. He gets it to go. Dominic Cheek cannot miss. Unbelievable performance from number 10 in red. London still with the lead here, 35-34, but the A's would certainly be in a different position if it wasn't for Dominic Cheek right now. Here's Nick Okori on the near side. He gets that three to go. So make it 38-34. London with the answer back. Daquan Brooks with the ball. Ooh, so smooth, and a great finish for Daquan Brooks. 3 fouls for the A's, 2 for the London Lightning. Here comes Garrett Williamson. Ooh, can't get that roll to go. And Brooks with it again. Brooks switches it. Dominic Cheek all day. Gets it to go.
Dominic Cheek just dominating this game right now. That gives him 16 points. And we're only halfway through the second quarter.
Akeem Scott moves it across half here. At the very top, looking for some room. Here's Garrett Williamson. Akeem right with some space. Takes it back down low to Williamson. And he'll take it up. He's going to draw the foul as well. Some fantastic plays in the second quarter. London regained the lead. So that'll make it now 4 fouls for the Orangeville A's, just 2 for the London Lightning. Again, Garrett Williamson getting set to go to the line. Looks like the A's are set to make a change. Lewis Monk's coming back into the game.
Dominic Cheek, he's going to leave the game. He's had a huge one here. He's going to take a little bit of a rest. In fact, his season high is 34 points, and guess who that came against?
The London Lightning.
In fact.
Williamson drains that one. Daquan Brooks moves it across half. At the very top. Takes a quick three, and he gets that one. So Chris Thomas just clapping as he kind of looks down. You tend to say, Chris, I mean, that's just a play that you don't like to see when a point guard just goes up and takes a shot. But
it's one of those ones where a coach is kind of pulling their hair out until you actually make it. And then they're like, good shot, good shot.
Akeem Wright with a great finish to get past the defender. Takes it up, makes it 43-42. We got 7 minutes to go in this first half. Brooks, same play, same spot, same result.
Well, why not? If you're Daquan Brooks, some excellent shooting. And that's going to force the London Lightning to take a timeout here. Orangeville just not letting up, shooting 40% from three-point land, 57% from field goal range. Field goal range, that's not a thing. Field goal percentage is 57%.
What if it was? What if it was, Chris? What would that be?
Well, I believe that would be when an NFL kicker walks onto the court. But in this case, it's going to be a 57% field goal shooting from the from the Orangeville A's. Turning my mic off.
London. They had a decent lead there in the first quarter, Chris. Second quarter, the A's just kind of turned it on. They ended up having a decent little run. Again, Kyle Julius forced to call a timeout. I think this is the earliest that Kyle Julius has had to call a timeout in the very least in recent memory.
And really, for the Lightning, it's just a matter of making your shots and making sure you take better ones. Some of them have been heavily contested, and it's been causing them problems. And Orangeville's just doing a good job of making sure the shot they take is the right one. They're showing some great offensive discipline, and they're able to drain 59% of their shots from field goal range. I got it that time. And one of the things the London Lightning need to start doing is making their own shots. They've actually done a good job of holding on to the ball. They're not turning it over too much. Orangeville probably turning it over a bit too much, and that's why it's so close. As London's been able to escape this quarter, they're only down 2. If they can escape this quarter with this kind of a lead, despite only shooting 40% against a team that's shooting 60%, that's not a bad outcome for the Lightning in the first half, so they just got to start making some shots as we go forward in this game.
Again, the second quarter just about to get underway here at Budweiser Gardens. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth. London in white, Orangeville in red on the floor. Stephen Maxwell getting set on the inbound. Looks like the refs are going to have a quick chat, and we're away to the races. Scott has it. You see Maxwell moving across. This is Nick Okori. He takes it over to Williamson. 6:47. Here's Wright. Now back to Maxwell. Tyrone Watson playing defense up against him. Here's Wright up against Tipping. He runs into Watson. It's swatted, but Williamson does a very smart play to finish it.
Garrett Williamson having himself an impact game. That's 14 points on the night for the former Canadian of the Year, and definitely one of his best games of the year so far.
Brooks up against Okori. Loses Okori in the mess of players there at the very top. Here's Bryson Johnson. Quick shoot and score there for Bryson Johnson.
Well, a great catch and shoot from Bryson Johnson. He's played the London Lightning in the playoffs before. Of course, part of that Brampton A's victory last year over the London Lightning in the playoffs. And he'll look to see if he has some of that magic here tonight.
Maxwell off to Garrett Williamson. 10 seconds on the shot clock. This is right in the post up against Tipping. Battling. He's going to blow that one down, and looks like it's going to go against Tipping, who wants to have a quick chat with the referee, as you can see. That'll be Orangeville's 5th foul. That's 2 for the Lightning so far.
That's a few too many fouls for Jamison Tipping. He hasn't played a whole ton of minutes here. He just picked up his 2nd foul. And he's a guy they need to stay out of foul trouble and kind of be that spark plug for this team, that energy guy.
Okori off to Wright. Charges the lane, and nice little finish there to take it out off the backboard and into the net.
And that's what happens when a player gets fouls called against them, is Tipping that time had to be a little soft just so he wouldn't draw another foul.
Brooks takes it into the corner. Here's Lewis Monks. He will finish. So some gorgeous plays at the hoop. Keep this game pretty much knotted as it was around 3 or 4 minutes ago. Still a 2-point advantage here for the A's. Right. He's going to answer back. It's now a tie game, 49-all.
We're starting to see those shooting numbers of the London Lightning going back up as they kind of put it more inside and just make it easy on themselves.
Brooks looking for another assist. Tipping gets the 3. 52-49.
Well, that's 5 assists from Daquan Brooks, and he's done most of his work here in the second quarter. He also has 10 points to go along with that, so he's had an impact off the bench.
Scott to Okori here. Right. Draws Brooks out there off the fake of the 3. Johnson will take it back, and Brooks will move it up. Brooks off to Tipping. Bounce pass. Watson loses Williamson.
Yeah, I don't know how Tyrone Watson worked it out so that he was being defended by Garrett Williamson, but that certainly works out for you when you've got the power forward being guarded by Williamson, who, at the best of times is a small forward.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Budweiser Gardens. Scott moves it up here for the London Lightning. 49-54, the A's with the lead. Right, in motion. Here's Scott at the very top. He's got an open shot, but he'll take it down low here. Right, finds Scott. Thomas not happy with the defending, as you see Right. He can't finish that one. It's collected by Monks. 4:23 left in this quarter. Brooks, as we mentioned before, passing the ball nicely. Of course, being Orangeville's main ball handler and distributor.
He's got a mismatch here.
He's going to take the 3. He's hot from up there. You see Monks jumping in, really diving into that ball. Maxwell will collect it regardless. Here's Akeem Scott on the move. Oh, Ryan Anderson's open for three. He's going to step around. Here's Akeem Scott for three. He's got it. And the refs blow things down. Looks like there's going to be... Not quite sure if that was a timeout. No, it's not a timeout. Just a false alarm.
Not sure what happened on that one.
A massive three regardless from Akeem Scott as these two teams continue to battle in this second quarter, going shot for shot. Monks takes it up. Defensive foul. Monks is going to go to the line.
Well, Stephen Maxwell, one of the things that the London Lightning did really well in Game 1 was draw Orangeville into taking a ton of charging calls. This time, Orangeville showing a little bit more awareness when they're driving to the hoop now that they know London's going to try that. And they're able to adjust their bodies and adjust their shots so that they're not being called for the charge anymore. Good job there by Monks as he's going to go to the free throw line now and make his first.
55-52, the A's with the lead. I'm going to be honest, Chris, not very many people suggested or even thought that the A's could try to pull this out, especially in London as well. This is a very tough place to play. Can they even this series up going home? That would be very interesting because if that's the case, you really take away London's home court advantage. You've got 2 games at home on Friday and on Sunday, and you could really do some damage if they're to win this one.
Can you imagine the pandemonium here in London if Orangeville was able to steal the series?
Never say never. Akeem Scott, 4-3, misses it.
Heat check.
Here's Ryan Anderson. Ooh, he lets Monks fly by him. Right in the post up against Tipping. Obviously a fresh shot clock. Here's Ryan Anderson for 3, and he's got it.
Well, the defense, the Orangeville A's there, just shows how dangerous Ryan Anderson is because they did not want him taking that 3. But Monks makes one little slip-up defending him, and Ryan Anderson, just a gifted shooter, able to snipe that shot.
A's with possession in the form of Brooks, who misses that shot. This hits the backboard and goes on the other side of the net. Maxwell collects the ball and will finish calmly. It just looks too easy for number 21 in white.
And again, we saw Tipping, who has to worry about his fouls. He kind of had to shy away from the contact there and make sure he doesn't get that penalty. I'm not saying he's playing soft. I'm saying he kind of has to because every big on the Orangeville A's has probably picked up more fouls than they should have.
Watson falls over at the top of the key and coughs up the ball. Oh, great play here, Stephen Maxwell. Oh, he gets the N1.
Oh my, Stephen Maxwell with the outrageous athleticism to score that bucket. What a play.
We've seen him dunk from plays like that. I was honestly expecting him just to reach out and touch the rim and dunk it.
I was expecting, I don't know if there are any NBA fans who remember Dwight Howard's Superman dunk where he was so far away from the rim he almost kind of threw it in as opposed to dunking it. I was kind of half expecting that from Superman Maxwell.
I've also seen that on Space Jam. Second Space Jam reference of this game.
We're doing a good job. Space Jam 2 coming out.
Of course. We have to talk about that. Well, later. Not during an important moment like this. You see the steward there just wiping down the court. A little slippery on the left side of the key. If you're
I've seen a lot of players
Maxwell?
slipping on the court tonight.
And
More
last
so
game
than
as well.
usual. Yeah, last game too.
Stephen Maxwell taking a walk back. Not quite sure what the delay is here. It looks like actually on the other side, Akeem Wright looking to maybe get some medical attention here. He's actually going to come out of the game as Marcus Capers will make way, or will come in rather. Wright not happy about something. So Capers comes in. Stephen Maxwell, again, getting set to take 2 shots here from the line.
I think Akeem Wright's got a cut on his elbow, so they had to take him out so he doesn't bleed on the court there. And looks like the trainer's going to patch him up real quick.
And we're back. Maxwell at the line here for 2. His Lightning up 1 rather, I should say. 60-56, London with the lead. Monks with it. Looking to switch the play. And that's Lewis Jackson with an athletic finish, and he's going to get the and 1. So just like that, the A's come right back into this game and nearly have the lead.
The guard play from the Orangeville A's really carrying the day for them, whether it's Daquan Brooks, Dominic Cheek, or this man, Lewis Jackson, able to make that excellent shot and keep the Orangeville A's very, very close to the London Lightning if Jackson can make these. We've got a tie with 2 minutes left, which is a much better situation than the A's were faced at halftime on Monday.
Lewis Jackson at the line here. And we got about 2 minutes left in this half. We'll have What's Cooking with Bill Ovens at halftime. Apologies, just the one shot again. Hakeem Scott with possession. Takes it up. Quick update on the games happening elsewhere. The St. John Mill Rats are up 115-95 over the Moncton Miracles. They got about 5 minutes to go there. This is a Corey, top of the key. It doesn't go. Jackson. Still has it. Works around a Corey. Looks like he fell on the floor and it tipped out off of Ryan Anderson. Here's a Corey. He's fouled as he tried to take that one out. No, he's not. Marcus Capers puts that one in.
Corey went up there expecting the contact, and Orangeville kind of pulled the chair out from under him there and let him go falling.
Watson drains at the hoop, make it 62-60.
Keem Scott barking at someone. I believe the ref. Could be anyone, really.
Another quick update on the game in Ontario. The River Lions up 24-16 on Windsor.
Niagara.
With the
This
lead.
would be a big one for them.
Same situation as Orangeville, right? You win this game, you go home. 2 games over the weekend. At home. You could definitely make it happen. Garrett Williamson comes into the game. Akeem Wright makes way. Again, 1:24 left in this one.
Kind of mind-boggling how if either team had played some defense in this quarter, we might have a very different game on our hands as both teams are scoring non-stop. Just a couple of stops can turn the tide in this one.
Ryan Anderson with a great pass to Williamson, but he loses the ball. And now here come the A's. Quick passing here. That's a 3. It's no good. Tyrone Watson will collect the rebound and he'll put it up for 2. Make it 62 all. We've got a minute to play in this second quarter. Keem Scott rolls over half, then turns on the Jets. He's up against Lewis Jackson, backs into Jackson. Now here's Patterson, fakes the shot. He takes it up, and it's good from Tyshawn Patterson.
I think he was expecting the foul there and just kind of threw it up there. And, there's an old hockey saying, throw it on net, you never know what'll happen. And I think that's what Tyshawn Patterson just did there. They're calling traveling. I thought that might be a charge, but that's going to be a travel.
Traveling against Lewis Jackson. 34 seconds left. Again, 64-62. London with the lead, and they've got the ball here. 6 fouls for the A's, 4 for the London Lightning. Fouls really haven't been too big of a factor in this one. This quarter, I should say. First quarter was a different story. Ryan Anderson for 3. It's good as he takes it over top of Lewis Monks.
Ryan Anderson can have a huge impact on a game, and it doesn't necessarily take a ton of shots. He just has to get open from the 3-point line, and he is having a huge quarter here for the London Lightning. He's giving them a nice 5-point lead with the clock ticking down.
Lewis Jackson taking his time. They've got 5 seconds left. Here we go. Lewis Monks for 3. Of course he gets it to end this quarter. How else would it end? 67-65. London with the lead here at Budweiser Gardens, but the Orangeville A's with a fantastic showing early in this game. Bill Ovens.
Hi.
We're back. What about this game?
It's. I don't find it as intense as game 1. Maybe it's just my eye. Like game 1, everything seemed to be happening a little bit quicker than this game. Game 2, this game, it's maybe the teams are a little tentative. Maybe they're a little bit nervous going out. I've always maintained that in any series, game 2 is the most important game.
Well, we talked about with Orangeville specifically. I mean, if you can win this game, you're going home. You're going home with 2. We talked about the referees at the end of last game. We're going to talk about at the start of this segment here.
I'm going to be as kind as I can, and I'm going to say the referees are having an off game. I hope they pick it up in the second half. By and large, they're not calling one way or the other. But tonight I noticed, and everybody around me in our seats down in the bowl, they were all grabbing me and saying, "Did they change the traveling rule? Did they change the traveling rule?" And and I said no. And but it was. I think that there's acceptable traveling and acceptable traveling. So let's let it go. But the referees, they're not having a great game. But maybe they'll pick it up in the second half. I mean, they're like players.
Yep.
They're like fans. They can have a good game. They can have a bad game. They can pick it up.
For sure. We just got that one out of the way. We knew it
Yeah.
out of the way. Half-court defense so far in this game. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the half-court defense for London has been so-so. It's been so-so. Orangeville is doing a good job of getting inside and doing their, kick it out, and happily for them, more threes are going in tonight. But, getting the ball close to the basket and then kicking it back out. And they've done some real nice give and goes on the inside, which are very difficult to defend. I mean, you're guarding one guy and there's a guy beside you and he's got the ball all of a sudden. You got to turn, you're out of position, he's got a free basket. Yeah, that's working out really well for them.
Well, the one player that they've used in that sense has been Akeem Wright in terms of having a guy like Akeem Scott whip by him, hand the ball off.
Tonight, the thing I wrote down before the game even started was, what I'd like to see from Akeem Wright is start with the ball closer to the basket. Like he starts out high, and then he's got to spend a good part of his move getting to where he wants to make his move from. And tonight, they're giving him the ball inside, right where he gets to start his move from, and he's been way more effective. I mean, I'm kind of wondering if he was checking my notes. But of all the complaining I did about Akeem, I don't like him on the perimeter offense. Defensively, he's a stud. He was an absolute stud. I just watched him for about 4 minutes there. Ignored everybody else and watched him play defense.
We've talked about Jameson Tipping being a bit of a handful. He proved it in game one in terms. He had 7 rebounds. I think he played 10 minutes, and he could shoot pretty much anywhere. And you saw Akeem Wright just running pace for pace with him and being a fantastic matchup specifically for Tipping.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of maintaining position on Tipping. Anything Tipping is making, he's got to lean back, fade away, or he's got to go high off the backboard. And those, he's making a lot of shots, but they're tough shots. And if you're making tough shots, keep going. I'll play defense the same way I'm going to play, because eventually they're going to stop.
Yeah.
You can't make tough shots all the time.
It's looking like a typical Orangeville win because the score will be like 130 to 121. So what does Orangeville need to do to win this game?
They need to up their three-point percentage. I don't know what it is in the first half, but they need a high three-point percentage.
They're at 46%. So that's
better than expected. I'm happy with a third, but I think London has to hit a third of its threes. I think Orangeville has to hit half its threes. And basically that's it, because London's a little better on the boards. They're a little better controlling the ball, and Orangeville, they have to make up all the time. They're constantly making up for stuff. Their coach has got to be real happy. I think the score is indicative of the play. I think they're full value for a 2-point deficit. They could have been full value for a 5-point lead. The game has been that even in the first half. I'm really thinking that maybe later on, nobody's really in foul trouble for them. Tipping's got 2 and Moss has got 2. London should try to get Moss in more foul trouble. Orangeville's got to try to get Akeem Wright in foul trouble and Maxwell in foul trouble.
And Moss has got to play to get any more fouls than he's already got. I think he's got 2, and he only played a bit in the first half. Tonight's winner is a team that's going to play the second half with better ball movement and patience on defense. So what I mean by patience on defense, it's not you stand back and wait. Patience on defense is maintain your position. Don't go for the ball. Maintain your position and keep your hands out in the passing lanes, especially when they're going to be doing the give and goes on the inside, because they're all very short passes. A lot of them are bounce passes, and if you keep your hand by your side out and ready to move, a lot of times that give and go will actually hit your hand before it gets to the other guy. And it happened about 3 times down in the key. London packed back in. They tried to close in give and go. And one time the Orangeville guy actually passed it to a London guy. The Orangeville guy was there, and the London guy just stepped in front of him while the ball was in the air. But he's watching the passing lane. Interesting. You've got this down in your notes. Chuck Miller's stat vault, the league statistician. I don't know what this is for.
Well, I'm a stat guy, and Chuck, I don't know what the database is like. I don't know, how if you can query it, if you can just get right into it. But one stat I'd really like to see, and you have your groovy stats of the week, is shooting percentage on and one foul shots. Because the guy that gets an and one, he made the basket. So he's taken the hit and he's made the basket. That's like the guy that gets the most and ones is a good guy to have. And then so the percentage on and ones, I think that's just like that's a good aggressive stat.
Yeah, and if their percentage on and one, it perhaps is. Would you suggest that the percentage on and ones might be a little bit lower than the regular free throw percentage because
they don't get a second shot?
Well, they don't get a second shot, and it's mostly big guys drawing those fouls.
Yeah.
So bigger guys are typically, typically, I should say, not as good at free throws.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 So
I agree completely. Oh yeah.
For those reasons. Okay. Significance of game 1 versus game 2.
Okay. Game 2, I think, is the most important game in any series because if you lost game 1, you can even the series up, and then you've got the momentum going into game 3. If you won game 1, the pressure's a little bit more on you, especially if you're a home team, to win that second game as well because you don't want to give up that momentum. And it goes back to the old axiom from sport that in the playoffs, a series hasn't started until the home team loses a game.
That might happen tonight. Bill, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
See you next time.
See you next time. We'll be right back here at Budweiser Gardens. It's a 2-point ball game here at Budweiser Gardens between the London Lightning and the visiting Orangeville A's. Game 2 of this Central Division semifinal series. London won Game 1. The A's looking to tie this one up heading back. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth. Again, London with a 67-65 lead. It's going to be an interesting second half of basketball, Chris. Perhaps the most crucial second half of basketball in this entire series.
Well, it's kind of interesting how both teams have done really well at opposite things. Orangeville shooting the ball really well, turning it over a lot. London keeping their turnovers down, but not shooting their best. So it's kind of a something's got to give situation as we head into the second half.
A Corey with possession to start things off here for the Bolts. He gets 2. Great start. We've got 10 seconds in to the third quarter, rather. The A's with possession in the form of Lewis Jackson. Garrett Williamson matching up against him. You've got Tipping in the corner. He's not making any motion. Watson down low to Moss, and he drains 2. Great passing.
Well, that's the first time we've really heard from Justin Moss. In fact, that's his first shot of the game. You've had foul trouble early, and Coach Thomas just kind of took him off as Scott's going to just be a whirling dervish to the basket, but no luck.
Jackson brings it up. You see Watson down low. Moss is there as well. As you said, Moss's first shot. He's got 3 rebounds, 2 fouls to his name so far. This is Watson. He drains the very athletic finish right at the hoop.
Well, Orangeville going back to basics. Just feed it inside to your big guys. Tyrone Watson, 27 points last game. Justin Moss, 18. Watson's had a good game. Moss has been fairly quiet. They got to get both those guys going. So expect them to keep trying to punish the Lightning down low.
Right in the post, fakes Watson and takes it to the hoop.
Some smooth moves from Akeem Wright as he gets to the basket. An excellent job by the vet, being able to get the defender to leave his feet and then blow right by him.
The 31-year-old showing his age in a great way. You see Justin Moss trying to take that ball out to Jackson. He'll just collect it with 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to move around Garrett Williamson. Lots of space down low as players vacate the key. It's swatted by Garrett Williamson.
No one really helped out Lewis Jackson on that play, and he even looks at his teammates. Huge mismatch. Williamson with a large size advantage over little Lewis Jackson.
3 seconds on the shot clock as Tipping gets set on the inbound. Takes it up. Dunk. Oh, he's got it. Dominic Cheek. Great finish. To make it 71-71. This game's tied in the third quarter. We should update you on the St. John Moncton game. It was a blowout. The Mill Rats beat the Miracles 126-98 to take Game 1 of that series. Meantime, Game 2 of the Windsor-Niagara series is underway right now in Windsor. The Niagara River Lions with a 10-point lead. We've got 5 minutes to go in the second quarter there.
They're going to give the foul to Tyrone Moss, blocking Akeem Wright's hands, trying to get up on that shot. And unfortunately for the Orangeville A's, it's another foul. They've got 13 in the game already. We're not quite on pace for 60 again.
10 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Akeem Wright gets that one to go. And as he mentioned, the River Lions up by 10. They lost Game 1 of their series in Windsor. Of course, the Express with home court advantage there. Lewis Jackson with it. Jackson. Williamson playing defense. Here's Watson. He'll take it up. Moss, he's stripped to the ball as he nearly falls into the stanchion there. And he saw a Corey going to ground. .950 on the clock. Inbound, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tipping takes it long. Here's Watson at the very top trying to find a lane. The ball will fall into play off of Akeem Wright's hand. (72-71). Score remains 7 seconds on the shot clock. It's taken long, easily collected there by Garrett Williamson. He tries to step around, foul, and then N1.
Foul there. They're going to call a blocking foul on the Orangeville A's on that play as Williamson does what he does best, aggressively cuts to the basket and then draws the contact and the foul. And we've got 3 fouls on the Orangeville A's in this quarter. And
Garrett Williamson at the line here. to make it a 3-point game. It's no good. So inbound coming here for the Orangeville A's. Tyrone Watson getting set. Here comes Lewis Jackson. Gary Williamson trying to catch him there. As you see, swats at the last second, and that's going to be a foul. Lewis Jackson will go to the line. 74-71. 9:35 left in this third quarter. Again, the Orangeville A's shooting very well from the field so far. 64% from the field, 48% from field goal range for the London Lightning. Lewis Jackson again at the line, sitting at 8 points on the night. Mentioned one of the two one guards that the A's employ. Seem to just rotate Jackson and Daquan Brooks, who had a fantastic game during his time in the first half. Definitely more to see of him in the second. Here's Akeem Wright. Dribbles. Top of the key. Misses. Williamson has it. Swatted there, and it'll be taken here by Jackson.
I don't like that shot by Akeem Wright at all.
Dominic Cheek takes it off to Moss. Misses. And it's taken here by Wright. Some back and forth stuff here.
Slow it down, guys.
Here's a Corey. He's going to draw the foul. He won't drain, but he will go to the line.
And that's going to be another one on tipping. Another one of the bigs on Orangeville who's in foul trouble. That's going to be his third foul in this game. And now you've got Whitfield at 3, Tipping at 3, Moss at 2, Watson at 2, Lewis Jackson at 3. So there's a couple of guys who, if London starts getting aggressive and drawing more calls, could have an early exit from this game.
Nick Okori gets that first one. 12 points for him. Make it 13 for number 2. 9 minutes to go in the third. Again, Marty Thompson, Chris Croucher up in the booth. Orangeville is in red. London is in white this evening at Budweiser Gardens. A very good crowd on hand for a Wednesday night game. Moss on the spin. Takes it around Maxwell. He's going to draw the foul, and he's going to take it in, make it 76-75. The A's could tie the game here in the form of Justin Moss.
And this one's on Maxwell. That's his 4th foul. Speaking of foul trouble, and he'll probably have to come off. In fact, Marcus Capers gets up, most likely to take his spot in the lineup. Not the best game we've seen from Stephen Maxwell. 9 points, but again, foul trouble. And he's only got 2 rebounds in this game. So if I'm Orangeville, I've got Justin Moss in the game. I'm licking my lips right now because they have a great opportunity to really give the ball to Moss. And Moss now has a lot of freedom to do some of the things he's best at right here.
Well, we talked about the Maxwell-Moss matchup a lot in Game 1. We haven't necessarily talked a whole lot about this game just because the two of them haven't really been on the floor. But, you know, Moss and Maxwell match up really, really well, even in stats categories. They're both averaging around double digits in both rebounds and points.
Well, Moss didn't really play a whole ton in the first half either, so you've got your best player coming in well rested, with the guy who's best at defending him being forced to take a seat right now. If I'm the Orangeville A's, I'm giving Justin Moss the ball every time down the floor if I can.
Inbound coming. Bounce pass, here's Williamson. Oh, great finish from the veteran. He's leading the team with 18 points.
And this is the kind of performance they've needed from Williamson. They didn't get to have him all year long, but now he's reminding the London faithful of why he is such an impact player in this league.
Tyrone Watson finds Moss, who's stripped to the ball, and even Moss being that big physical player, he's going to attract fouls to him, as you see there with Akeem Scott just very quickly trying to strip the ball off him.
Well, right now it's Akeem Wright who's guarding him, and Wright's a very intelligent defender, but that's a very tough muscle mismatch, having Justin Moss facing down Akeem Wright.
We were talking about how good
Here it is.
We're talking about how good of a defender Wright is. You see a couple players from either team getting in it there. Looks like Capers is being held back by Williamson on London's side there of the skirmish.
Capers and Scott kind of going after Watson there.
Lots to talk about there, especially with Garrett Williamson.
Well, we saw it get pretty heated in the last game, too. So these two teams, not friends. They are, in fact, opponents, but they also don't like each other.
They're trying to do different things this game. They're trying to win it. Both teams can't win. That sounds like a Yogi Bear quote if there ever was one. Dominic Cheek can't finish that one. And now here come London on the fast break. The Budweiser Gardens crowd roars, and they'll roar again. Nick Okori with the and one. He's going to the line with 8 minutes to go in the third. Massive momentum swing.
What a gutsy play, too. They had the opposite of numbers. It was 2-on-4 there, and the two London Lightning guards worked their magic, and somehow Nick Okori gets the finish and the foul. And he's going to go to the line for the and one play. And this could be a momentum turner, giving the London Lightning a 5-point lead, which, as far as I can remember, has been the biggest lead since the early goings of this game.
100%. You see Okori at the line, misses it. And it's collected. No, it will not be collected by Wright. He nearly had that one on that rebound. Jackson moves it across. You just see the confidence in Akeem Scott just to decide to charge forward with that play. That's Lewis Monks missing the three. Okori fakes the Hail Mary pass, and he's going to take it up himself. There's Scott and Okori mixing it up again. 7.5 left in the third. Wright tries to find some space, takes a step, spins, and passes it to Kyle Julius, who takes a shot. Takes it back to his playing days. That was hilarious.
The accuracy was a bit off.
There wasn't a hesitation. It looks like the ref's actually having a quick chat with Julius. Hopefully the ref just realized that was only just to entertain the fans at Budweiser Gardens, who did get a kick out of it. Lewis Jackson switches it. Dominic Cheek, he was the hot hand in the first half, and he's bringing it over to the second. A massive three gives him now 24 points on the night. Number 10 in red. Again, we mentioned him there earlier, someone to look out for. Brings it back again. 7 minutes in this third, and that's going to be a foul, and it looks like it could go against Justin Moss. As we mentioned, he's got 2 fouls to his name so far. You wouldn't want him to see get many more than that if you want him to stick around in this game. Ryan Anderson comes into the game. Garrett Williamson makes way. And it looks like Warren Ward's coming in as well. Looks like Warren Ward's looks like he's come in for Nick Okori, in fact. Missed that. Anderson takes it off to Akeem Scott. 10 seconds on the shot clock here for the Bolts. They're up by 1. Right in the post up against Justin Moss. Here's Scott. Who's going to take it? That's going to be another foul against Justin Moss.
Well, so much for the opportunity to feed Moss some buckets here as he takes another foul. That's 3 on him in the game, and he's going to have to check out.
That's now 4. Of course, he had one there just a couple moments ago, back-to-back, and he's now going to leave the game. Glenn Whitfield coming in. Whitfield, we've both been fans of him for quite a while, Chris, in terms of just being a very solid NBLC player. He's going to come in and fill the shoes of Justin Moss. Many tipped to be Rookie of the Year, if not Newcomer of the Year. Coming in at that 22, 23-year-old age and really ripping apart the league early on. It was really him and Logan Stutz that were really impressing early on in the season. Refs are going to blow that play down. 6:55 left in this third quarter. Watson getting set on the inbound, and it'll be Lewis Jackson lugging the ball up. I've yet to see Brooks in that one spot in this second half. Jackson takes it up. Oh, it's really a no-doubter from Lewis Jackson in that play.
Too quick, and the London Lightning, they need to watch out for that speed from Lewis Jackson. Akeem Scott and Nick Okori are quick players, but that speed from Jackson is just next level.
Watson sidesteps. We'll take it to Wright. Wright fakes the jumper. He's up against Whitfield. He spins. Finds the shot, but it will not go for him. Watson will take it up here to Monks. Orangeville on the attack. They've got a 1-point lead. Bounce pass down low. Here's Watson in the post. Going to blow it down. Not sure if it's a foul. It will be a foul. Looks like it's going to go against Mr. Marcus Capers.
Based on what I saw, I think it might be Ryan Anderson for the reach-in when he came over after Watson got the ball.
And you're likely right.
We're both wrong. It's Akeem Wright.
That makes me sad. Neither one of us are right. Who can you trust in this world? Monks contested 3 on the far side. He misses it. Ward will collect. London on the attack. Ward. Waits for Capers to move. Then he's going to take a shot from the top of the key. Warren Ward, we haven't seen a whole lot of him tonight. Misses that one. Of course, he really heated up there in that game one. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Budweiser Gardens. Inbound coming here for the A's. I've got a 1-point lead here at Budweiser Gardens. They're down by 1 game in this best-of-5 series in Game 2. Cheek for 3. Why not? Misses it. It's tipped. Taken here by Watson. Just collect the ball as he maybe looks to the ref for a call, but there's nothing doing. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Watson getting set in the post. Ooh, pushes Capers over. Takes it to the rim. It's tipped out. Tyshawn Patterson, who's coming to the game, he collects the ball. Patterson takes on Jackson, skips past him. He can't drain it either. Jackson with a great dribble play as he falls to the floor, still manages to keep the dribble going. He's on the run. There's a foul call. They're going to blow it down, and it's going to go against the A's.
They're not going to count the shot, though. They're not going to give him the continuation.
So London now up to 6 fouls. The A's are over the limit. Inbound coming. Should mention that Rajon Rondo, NBA superstar, is back again here for Game 2. He was in Game 1. He wasn't in Game 1. He wasn't actually playing. He's sitting on the bench. He's friends with Rick Bodiford on the A's, who unfortunately has not seen the floor yet in this series. Sound more like it's more of an injury thing. There's Akeem Wright taking 2 to the hoop there. 4:50 left. Lewis Jackson with it. Spins over top of Patterson, and he gets that one to go. The little guy getting it done again.
Just an impressive game from the the back court of the Orangeville A's. Kind of scoring at will, even though they need that front court to start working for them too.
Wright misses that 3.
Oh.
You see Watson going to ground. Capers standing over top of him. It's likely going to be a foul against Marcus Capers.
Capers just kind of threw him. Are they giving the foul to Watson?
I've been wrong when I said Marcus Capers had got fouls before. It's going to be double fouls.
Not sure what the call is. Okay, they're going to call it on Capers. But there was also a foul on... I heard 2 fouls called. I'm not sure who the second or the first of the 2 was, but the second one was definitely Capers, and that's why it's going to be Orangeville ball.
Regardless, play continues. Cheek switches the play. Here's Monks along the baseline. Great finish. Contested. No foul. 85-82, the A's with a significant lead, considering how close this game has been for the last 20 minutes or so. Here's Ryan Anderson, deep three, and he's got it. Mr. Clutch.
Ryan Anderson has done such a good job this season of shooting the Lightning out of trouble, and that three right there helps them do it again, keeps this game tied.
Here come the A's. Lewis Jackson again. Why not? He's now got 16 points, many of them coming in that fashion, just taking it right to the hoop. That's going to be a foul, and it's going to go against London.
Moving pick.
Couple changes coming up here for Kyle Julius and the London Lightning. Looks like Ryan Anderson is coming into the game. And looks like Tyshawn Patterson's making way. Or my apologies, Garrett Williamson coming in. Jackson with it, moves across half. Tries to find some space for Flynn Whitfield. Ooh, just quick attack there from the A's. Easy does it.
Beautiful passing play from the Orangeville A's. They're going to need a lot more of that if they're going to maintain this lead against the London Lightning.
Ryan Anderson for three. It's contested, and he will not be fouled. He goes to ground regardless. This guy can do everything.
Just give him the ball and watch. Ryan Anderson having an exceptional game for the London Lightning. Again, he doesn't take a ton of shots, but he nails the ones that he takes.
A's with the ball on the far side. It's now just a 1-point game. They're going to go back to the two-point game, rather. That one's no good. Right. Backs in. Bodiford has come into the game. As you see, he's matching up against Wright. Williamson. Now back to Ryan Anderson. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ward in motion. Anderson moves around Ward. Oh, stripped. Now here's Rick Bodiford. Switches it up. Here's Monks. Oh, Whitfield wasn't ready for that one. Cheek was. He'll get it. Traveling.
Travel. What a mess of a transition play there from the Orangeville A's. Great job by Lewis Jackson to get the initial strip, and then Rick Bodiford picked it up. But I think that pass there, I think it was Monks who threw it behind his head. Just a little bit of an unnecessary flourish on the play.
Garrett Williamson takes it across half. His team down by 1. Anderson. Oh, here we go. Marcus Capers takes it to the hoop. He's going to be fouled. It's going to go against Flynn Whitfield.
That's going to be number 4 on Whitfield. I think one of the reasons we see Bodiford in the game is he's kind of forced to play in the front court just because he's the only guy plus 6'3" maybe that isn't in foul trouble for the Orangeville A's. In fact, we see Bodiford naturally a guard taking up the power forward spot for the free throw here.
I mean, even if you look at Watson, he's got 4 fouls as well.
Well, you've got Moss at 4. Whitfield just picked up number 4. Tyrone Watson at 3. Jamison Tipping at 3. They're running out of bodies in the front court for the Orangeville A's.
Marcus Capers at the line to tie this game up at 89. He's got it. 2:19 left in the third. Bodiford in motion. Brooks. He waits. Takes it to Whitfield. Shifts it now here to Monks. Whitfield. He's up against Wright. Wright with the hand in the face. That's not a good play there from Flynn Whitfield. Ball foul to play off of London, or off of Orangeville rather, so London will keep the ball. Again, Game 3 will take place in Orangeville on Friday. Game 4, if necessary, will take place in Orangeville on Sunday. 2 p.m. start there. Ward. Bryson Johnson in his face. Great play and a great finish. So it rolls out off of the rim. Right off the back of the rim, and now here come the A's. Getting that stop with Daquan Brooks leading the way. He takes it up. It's good. Daquan Brooks, just that easy. 91-89. Both teams have fouled out. We've got 1:26 on the clock here in this third quarter. Williamson in motion on the far side. Trying to find some space. He'll take it up top here to Ryan Anderson. Williamson assuming a spot here in this near corner. Anderson loses it. Capers collects. They've got 6 seconds to get a shot off. Anderson spins, fires. No way. Gets just short. You see Monks electing not to jump into the first row. And instead, London will get set on the inbound.
some discontent from the Orangeville A's. They're kind of barking at each other a bit much right now, so they're going to want to settle down a bit here.
Want to make sure they keep the momentum heading into the fourth quarter. They've outscored the Lightning 26-22 in this third quarter, after being outscored in the first frame and then tying London in the second. 39-all. Very high-scoring second quarter if you missed it. Kick ball there. London will keep possession. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 53 seconds on the game clock.
Well, if you're wondering how the score got this high already, just take a look at some of the shooting numbers. Orangeville still shooting 60%, London 45%, as we see some more action here with Garrett Williamson.
Williamson moves it up top, and really easy when you're matched up against Taquan Brooks when you're a guy like Garrett Williamson.
Well, one of the things Orangeville hasn't done that London's done a great job of is finding those mismatches and taking advantage.
Bryson Johnson fakes around. Williamson takes it up. He's short. Anderson will collect. Tied 91-all. We got 30 seconds to go in the third. Ward setting the play up here. It's kind of interesting to see how London goes from having Akeem Scott and Nick Okori, two quick short guards, to working with a backcourt that's essentially Ryan Anderson and Warren Ward. Into the corner. Three is good from Akeem Wright. 94-91. Capers will kick the ball out of play. London looks set to take a lead into the fourth quarter.
It looked like one of the assistant coaches there on the London Lightning, if he wasn't paying attention, might have taken the basketball just on the side of the head there. That would have been an interesting highlight.
Capers collects it too easily, takes a shot over top of Ward, and that'll be how this one ends. Capers with probably about the easiest interception you'll see all day. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Budweiser Gardens. Game 2 of this Central Division semifinal series is about to come to a close here at Budweiser Gardens. 94-91, London with the lead, and they've got the ball. They won Game 1 in this series, looking to take a stranglehold on the Orangeville A's, heading to Orangeville for Game 3. Ward for 3. It's contested. Dominic Cheek getting his hand up there. Monks with a very aggressive defensive rebound. He'll take it off to Lewis Jackson. Jackson works around a pick.
Tough pick.
He's swallowed there by Akeem Wright. Finds some space, takes it up for himself. That was the most interesting, perhaps the most desperate self-alley-oop attempt I've ever seen.
Is that weird that we've seen 2 different self-alley-oop attempts in 2 games?
I believe Lewis Jackson did the first one. Have I not? Oh, it was Akeem Scott. Akeem Scott did the first one. That's correct.
It doesn't work, guys.
And arguably, I think they are the 2 shortest players on the court in general. So that's another thing to consider. Williamson with the ball on the near side. 11:16 to go. Ward looks for the pass. He's going to try to move it along the baseline. He loses it. Taken here by Dominic Cheek on the interception. There's going to be a foul after Cheek appealed for it.
Well, Akeem Wright just making sure that the Orangeville A's don't get a break with numbers there, as they had a 4-on-2 situation if Akeem Wright doesn't take that foul. Akeem Wright has fouls to give, so I'm okay with that decision by Akeem Wright. And we're going to see Nick Okori come into the game. It's going to be the end of the big lineup that London was using. I say big figuratively. I should say big backcourt lineup that London was using, as Nick Okori is going to come in and most likely handle point guard duties.
Jackson with it. Moss back into the game, spins, fires, loses the ball. It's going to be a foul against Akeem Wright by the looks of it.
You know, one of the things that the London Lightning have done in this quarter that I kind of like is the fact that they've got Garrett Williamson, who's covering Lewis Jackson oftentimes. And I think that's an interesting matchup because Williamson, of course, has plenty of length and can really disrupt Jackson's game. Obviously, it's difficult to keep up with that speed, but Williamson's done a good job at keeping him at bay with those long arms.
Justin Moss at the line. Chris, we mentioned it a bit in the third quarter, but limited minutes from Justin Moss. The same goes for Stephen Maxwell on London's side, but definitely not what you want to see from your team's leading scorer.
Well, again, we mentioned the fact that when Maxwell went out with foul trouble, that could have been a time for Moss to shine, but instead, Moss hasn't really been the guy we're used to seeing. He's only got 5 points in this game. In fact, he's only taken 3 shots all game long, and we got a lane violation.
That's one. If you're keeping score at home, I know you guys did it in game 1. I really appreciate it. I got a lot of fan mail, people saying like, "Hey, I counted it."
You don't have fans.
I get mail. I got my census.
Long form?
Yes, long form. Yeah. That's one. That's one. We saw 3 last game, and I know that was something that Bill Evans brought at halftime, that there was only 1 at that point. Then we saw another 2. So clearly the players continued to do, maybe trying to cut a couple corners there, literally cross the line. Meantime, looks like both coaches are having a quick chat with the ref. Was there a technical called there, Chris? I wasn't exactly watching.
I didn't hear anything about technical. I think they're just they're not sure what a lane violation is anymore, and they're counting the basket and taking back the lane violation.
94-92. Regardless, that's the score. Akeem Scott for 3. Of course, he's got it. Breathe some life into this London Lightning team in the 4th. 2 fouls for the Lightning, 0 for the A's. Keep that in mind as we move into this 4th. Watson in the post, spins around, looks for a pass. He's going to move up against Capers, takes it up, foul. Very easy to call. Looks like it's going to go against Garrett Williamson. That's how he reacted to that one. Again, just taking you back through the game if you missed the first half and third quarter. London got out to an early lead, but the A's battled back in the first. Continued to keep it close. The second quarter was a slugfest, 39-39 is how that quarter-by-quarter scoring went. And then finally in the third quarter, the A's continued to hold their lead for most of it, but the A's were able to sneak one on them there, went 27-26.
Yeah, in that second quarter, I think both teams have a missed opportunity there, because if one of them stops playing Olay defense for 1 quarter, they could have a sizable lead. Instead, the London Lightning and Orangeville A's are going to have to find themselves in a bit of a nail-biter right now.
I'm assuming the Olay defense is a bull rider.
That's a Matador reference.
Bull riding. Or, yeah.
Yeah, they don't ride the bull. They're Matadors. They let him go.
That's right. The more you know. Inbound coming here for London. 97-94. Great finish there by Garrett Williamson.
Again, Garrett Williamson, by far his best game. Although here's something.
Oh, it's finished there by Monks, and there's a foul call.
I almost feel like Watson might have missed that on purpose. That was a heavily contested layup, and he just bounced it off the backboard almost perfectly to Monks on that play. But going back to Garrett Williamson, this is a guy who really never quite found his rhythm all season, really. Even when he started the year all right, just trying to get himself back to the NBA or NBL speed and trying to adjust for that after playing in Greece last year. And I think
Garrett Williamson has it. Top of the key, bounce pass. Here's a Corey for three. He misses. Cheek hands it off to Lewis Jackson. Jackson hands it off. Here's Monks down low to Watson. He spins and he takes it up. It's contested there by Capers, but it's no good. 99-99. 9:35 left in this one. Scott gets that one to go. Akeem Scott with the distance too. Makes it 101-99.
Jackson coming up the floor here.
Jackson has it. Cheek with possession of Corey matching up against him. Cheek on the run, contested. He gets that one to go, or does not get that one to go, rather. Here's Akeem Scott on the spin. Moves around, swatted there by Justin Moss, and that's going to be a very crucial foul. Moss goes to Moss will now get up to 5. They seem just having a quick chat with the referee. Contested that shot with the big swat, and again, that's a crucial foul. 101-99. Akeem Scott missed that first one. Crucial to make your free throws at this point. The A's done a very good job of improving from their Game 1 numbers. Now 80% from the free throw line. 63% London has been so far. The A's make a change. Flens Whitfield comes into the game, and Justin Moss will obviously make way again with those 5 fouls to his name. Jackson moves around Williamson. Here's Watson with it. He gets it in the post. That's a great finish by Lewis Jackson. Brought down by Stephen Maxwell. London on the move. It's a long pass. Swatted, collected here by Williamson. Drains it.
A little bit of chaos there, and London Lightning able to take advantage. Flens Whitfield looks like he might have got hurt. He landed on his own player there. And looks like he's going to be fine.
Corner 3, Orangeville, no good. Stephen Maxwell on the run, settles it down. 8 minutes to go here. Here's Akeem Scott on the dribble. Great pass. Oh, it's actually intercepted. Lewis Jackson collecting, and some heavy defense. Williamson will swat, but that will be a foul against Garrett Williamson. That's his 3rd foul. $104-99. Substitution coming. Looks like Jameson Tipping is back in. Lewis Jackson moves it across. Here's Tyrone Watson. Takes it up. He gets it. 104-101. Akeem Scott in no rush. He takes it across half. His team up 3. Keep in mind the Lightning have 5 fouls to their name in this quarter. Orangeville only have 2. Corey takes the three, gets the three.
Too good on offense there by the London Lightning as Nick O'Corey uses a screen masterfully to get that three-pointer opened up for him.
Bounce pass to Tipping. Switches the play. Here's Byron Johnson. Can they get the answer back? It's blocked. Capers takes up the Hail Mary pass. Oh, it eventually gets to Williamson, who outweights Tipping and gets the and one. Garrett Williamson on a career night makes it 26 points in emphatic fashion.
Chris Thomas, I don't want to tell coaches how to play their game, but I would take a timeout right now because this is getting a little out of hand here. The London Lightning follow a little bit of chaos with a little bit of buckets as Garrett Williamson able to nail that shot. And I like the way he held up. He let the Orangeville A's defender get up to him, and then he forced the defender to jump into his shot there. Did an excellent job getting the contact, drawing the foul, something Garrett Williamson is so good at. He goes to the line all the time. In fact, in this game alone, he's drawn multiple fouls, and he's done a good job getting himself to the line, getting these bigs on the Orangeville A's into trouble, and getting the London Lightning the lead.
Lewis Jackson takes it into Watson. Watson versus Williamson here. It's another interesting matchup. We've seen many of these late in this game. Lewis Jackson gets the long two to go, makes it 109-103.
And it seems every time London starts getting out of hand, it's Lewis Jackson that makes that calm down bucket for the Orangeville A's. He's going to settle this game back down for the A's, and the London Lightning have to answer now.
Williamson runs into Jameson Tipping, who gets in a bit of a shoving match there with Capers. Cooler heads prevail as they somehow just walk away from that situation.
Well, two of the hottest heads on the court right now, Jameson Tipping and Marcus Capers, they're going to battle each other all series long, and that's not a good thing for the Orangeville A's considering their big man situation with fouls.
See Capers just pumping up the crowd as he heads off.
He's going to check out of the game here.
Jackson with it. Williamson faking the steal there. He finds a lane. He's going to take it to the hoop. Lewis Jackson, another fantastic charge to the hoop. Makes it 109-105. Hakeem Scott with it. Halfway through this fourth quarter. Ushers Williamson down low. Williamson spins, asks for the ball. He's up against Bryson Johnson. Williamson up top. It goes to no one. It's collected there by Okora as he checks the line, taking that final step. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Okora takes it, and he gets it.
The gutsy three by Nick O'Corey. London Lightning are in control right now. They are rolling. The Orangeville A's have to have an answer here.
Tipping. He can shoot a three. So can Lewis Jackson. He's going to take another long two. He's going to miss that one. O'Corey with a massive rebound. Takes it off to Hakeem Scott. London in no rush. 112-105. They've got a very considerable lead considering how this game has been in the last couple quarters or so. Williamson takes it up. Big stop here for the A's. Dominic Cheek takes it off. Here's Bryson Johnson. 4-3 on the near side. It's no good. Ball falls out. No, it's kept in. Well, a couple of players fall out, and the refs will blow things down. And that's a media timeout. We're going to take a quick break at Budweiser Gardens. London 112, Orangeville 105. Coming out of the media timeout, both teams having a quick powwow at their respective benches. 112 to 105, London with the lead. Chris, if you're the Orangeville A's and you're Chris Thomas, what are you saying to your team right now?
Well, those last 4 or 5 minutes were a little bit too crazy if I'm Chris Thomas. They need to just stay. Pardon me, there was a foul apparently there. The Orangeville A's need to make sure they calm down and just settle down. I don't know why they stopped going inside. If you're going to have Moss and Watson in the game, you might as well give it to them, but the foul situation obviously playing a part in that.
Cheek tries to take a step in. You see a Corey going to ground. That foul is going to likely go against Nick Corey.
You know, Cheek's another guy. I don't think they've been integrating into the offense the way they should. He's got 24 points on the night, and he had 19 in the first half, so he's only had 5 the rest of the way. If I'm the Orangeville A's, again, he's a guy I want to look at to put the points on the board for them, and the A's have really had a problem with mismatches and identifying them when they're available, as Monks is going to miss that shot.
Also going to miss the opportunity to draw the foul. See him going to ground quite easily there.
Williamson, give him the ball.
He's got it. This is a bit of a mismatch. He's up against Lewis Jackson, who's trying his very hardest to try to push him back. Here's Nick Corey in the corner. Rims out. Oh, Stephen Maxwell with the rebound. Can't get the putback. No foul. The ball will go out off Tyrone Watson.
Well, that was some good. That was a good job by the London Lightning identifying that mismatch. Lewis Jackson did just about everything he could defensively and managed to disrupt Williamson enough to get the stop there. London Lightning with another chance, though.
Corey takes it up. Great offensive play, a set offensive play by the Bolts on the inbound. 114 to 105. London now outscoring Orangeville 20 to 14 in this fourth quarter. Watson finishes after a great pass there from Lewis Monks. 4 minutes to go. Again, it was a tight game through the second quarter as well, but London off to a great start in this fourth. Can they close it out? 4 minutes to go in this one. Bounce pass. Here's a Corey in the corner. He tries to swing it around Monks. Instead, he'll take it on the fade. He misses it. Maxwell can't grab the offensive rebound. The ball will follow to play off of Orangeville. Fresh shot clock coming up here for the Bolts. Again, 6 fouls for the Lightning, 4 for the Orangeville A's. Corey tries to take the shot. He'll take it up top here to right. Corey wasn't really sure if he was going to get that pass or not. He's on the move. He's on the fade. Misses. Jackson had to battle for that one. It's going to be a foul against Hakeem Scott. Right in front of the London bench, and they're not happy about that one. That'll bring their team over the limit.
Well, again, not a good time for a foul if you're the London Lightning. You're over the limit with 3 minutes left, which is quite a large amount of time. And if the Orangeville A's are able to make these shots, they're only down by 5. And again, you have to play some of the most disciplined basketball that you can if you're going to be in this situation already with the fouls. Got to hope that Orangeville starts shooting from the free throw line the way they did last game. They're 80% tonight.
Taking a quick look at the foul trouble, Justin Moss, the only one with 5. Bunch of other players with 4, though.
Jamison Tipping at 5 as well.
My apologies, yes, Jamison Tipping at 5. Glenn Whitfield, Tyrone Watson, and Dominic Cheek all at 4. Then on the London side, you've got Corey, Scott, Maxwell, Wright, Capers. Just goes all the way down the line. Nick Corey with it. He takes it up and he gets it to go. Nick Corey with the and one. Make it 116 to 109. Number 2 in white will go to the line for a bonus shot.
Corey, gonna try and make his one shot. Nails it.
Watson hands it off. This is Lewis Jackson taking it. Jackson. Tyrone Watson fakes the shot, and that's a great finish. No, he will not be finished by Moss. You'd expect that from him at that range with no one around him. No good, and that's a crucial shot if you're the Orangeville A's. Now here come London. Can they continue to put the nail in the coffin? Here's a Corey for 3. He's got it.
Great extra pass there by Hakeem Wright to find the hot-handed Nick Corey, and that is perfect execution from the London Lightning.
The A's are struggling here at the end of this, and that's a traveling call against Tyrone Watson. You're just waiting for Chris Thomas to walk to the scorer's table just to let them know timeout next play.
Yeah, I thought we'd see the timeout a lot sooner than this. The game kind of slipping away on the Orangeville A's.
Scott moves it across, takes it to a Corey. Williamson with it, 2:45 on the clock. London soaring in this fourth quarter. It's going right past the A's after the third. Was a very, very tight one. A Corey can't get that one to go. Cheek, a hot hand to start the game, hands it off to Jackson, who's been a hot hand as of late. Here we go. Lewis Monks for three. Rims out, but Orangeville's got to go to the three ball.
I actually thought it was a little too soon to start going for the three ball. As Monks on that one, it was a little wild. It was out of rhythm. I don't like that shot at all. There's 2 minutes left. You got to start scoring, obviously, but I think you're still in time to get some twos and make some stops.
Scott on the run. Tries to find Wright, who will just collect it. Monks at his face there. Oh, Monks tried to steal the ball, and he just left him alone. Here's Williamson for three. As the shot clock expired, is no good. A minute 55. Creative pass to find Monks. There's a defender in his face. Lewis Jackson's got an open three. Of course he's going to take it. But, of course, with how the A's have been playing, they're going to miss that, unfortunately. Again, game 2 of this best of 5. London won game 1. Game 3 goes in Orangeville. Could London take a stranglehold into that game 3? Could they clinch in that game 3? You got to think that that's what the London Lightning players are thinking right now, especially with plays like that. Akeem Scott with another fantastic and one.
Well, when things are going your way, the ball just seems to roll for you. And Akeem Scott with an example of that right there. He even watched that one go in. And that was a beautiful play from the London Lightning point guard as, again, surprisingly, no timeout from the Orangeville A's here.
Thomas is out there. He's already
got the clipboard. He's getting ready for it.
He's already got the board. I don't see any markings on it yet, but definitely wait to see how that pans out. Here comes a timeout from Chris Thomas. Too little, too late? What's your thoughts on that, Chris?
Yeah, I would have called this a lot sooner. I think the game's gotten a little more out of hand than he should have let it. I don't know why you're not calling that timeout before it breaks 10, instead waiting until you're down 14 with a minute 30 left. But either way, if he could cook up some plays here, the Orangeville A's can bounce right back into this one.
Quick update on the game happening elsewhere. The Niagara River Lions up 66-63. They've got about 3 minutes left in the third, so feel free to hop over on that game after this one's done. Again, the winner of that series will take on the winner of this series in the division final.
Niagara, they were up by quite a bit in that one. That's a shocker.
Again, the River Lions trying to get that win, trying to even it up. Bill talked about this at halftime, and I want to get your thoughts. Game 2 being the most important series, or the most important game, rather, of the series. Mostly just because of my apologies, I'm having a bit of technical difficulties there, Chris. Game 2, the most important part of a Game 5 series, because lets you take that stranglehold. If you're down 1 and you get that second game win, it takes away the home court advantage. Here we go, the last minute and a half of play. The A's getting set on the inbound. Bryson Johnson will be the man. He'll take it off to Watson. He'll take it right back, and a quick three. Tried to catch London napping, but just couldn't quite execute.
Now London gets to just slow it down here.
A very dormant fourth quarter from the A's. They've only scored 18 points so far to London's 29. We've got a minute to play. Scott holds on to it. Tries to work past Johnson, but gets the fade off. It's collected there by Maxwell on the rebound, and the putback is good. So another timeout here by Chris Johnson. Or, my apologies, Chris Thomas, rather. Can't believe I forgot that. London getting set for a Game 2 win here, Chris.
Yeah, again, it's great he saved his timeouts, but now he desperately needs them as the London Lightning up 125 to 109. This game getting out of hand very, very quickly. The Orangeville A's desperately needing a basket. I know that's like startling analysis, but desperately needing a basket. And earlier we were talking about when the time is to chuck threes. This is now the time because you're down by a very hefty amount with under a minute to play.
The one thing that London's been able to do in this game that they were able to do to a certain extent in game one was really hit those threes. Hit the threes when they need to hit them, and the best three-point team in the league really showed it tonight.
Well, the London Lightning shooting 48% from three-point land, and they played a very disciplined game compared to Orangeville. They only have 11 turnovers compared to 22 by the Orangeville A's. So again, the London Lightning just having a very, very steady, disciplined game, lighting it up from the field, and it's going to be hard to catch up to them with the way the London Lightning are shooting if you're the Orangeville A's.
The A's getting set to leave their bench. London with the same there. You see them in the huddle. They're just coming out. 58.8 on the clock here at Budweiser Gardens. The Lightning with a 125 to 109 lead. 7 fouls for them, 6 for the A's. A's with the ball. Watson getting set on the inbound. Jackson will take it. You got to think 3. He can take them. We've also got Monks on the floor. The ball falls out off of Dominic Cheek's head. And that is pretty much all she wrote for the A's.
When it's not your night, it's not your night. And throwing a pass off of one of your teammates' heads is one of the ways to show it's not your night, as London Lightning just get to wind down some more clock here.
Dominic Cheek, who led the A's in points tonight, unfortunately has the honors of really putting the nail in their coffin. Williamson moves around the pick, takes it up, but he's going to draw a foul, and he's going to go to the line here. 125 to 109, 33 seconds left. The Bolts with the lead.
Yeah, these are just going to be some celebration points from Garrett Williamson here, as he has a chance to put him up 127-109 for the 18-point lead.
What do the A's need to do differently in Game 3?
Pretty much erase that fourth quarter from their memory. They actually played a very good offensive game up until the last 6 minutes or so of the fourth quarter. They need to lock down on defense, but I mean, if there was a game they were going to steal, London wasn't playing great defense all night either. And if there was a game to steal, this was it, because the Orangeville A's were shooting nearly 60% on the night going into the last couple of minutes of this fourth quarter, and they're going to try and chuck some threes, as Monks is going to make one. He's going to have to make a lot more, though.
And that'll just about do it, as the shot clock has expired. Just 20 seconds on the game clock. So the London Lightning win Game 2 by a score of 127 to 112. The series now moves to Orangeville for Game 3. Chris, your thoughts on this one?
Well, as I was saying, I think Orangeville had a pretty good game for 3.5 quarters of basketball. The Orangeville A's played just fine. Unfortunately, it was that last couple of minutes that hurt the Orangeville A's in that game. They shot the ball exceptionally well, again, until that little collapse at the end of the fourth, shooting 53% on the night and 33% from three-point land. Unfortunately, London were just able to make their three-pointers count. They shot 14 of 29 from three-point land, and there's your difference right there. I think, though, for Orangeville, if they were going to steal a game, this was the one. London shot well, but I mean, if you play some more defense, they didn't shoot their free throws well. Orangeville shot better for the majority of the game, and the turnovers really, really cost Orangeville. It was 23 to 11 on turnovers, and that's just not going to cut it for the Orangeville A's. However, they get to head back to their home court. They get to regroup. They get to spend more than one night looking at the film, and it's a new series now. They head back to Orangeville, and now they just have to look at it as a 3-game series. You got to win 3.
It's a mountain to climb for the A's. Some very difficult games here at Budweiser Gardens, but again, going home, anything's possible for sure. So that'll just about do it for all of us here at Budweiser Gardens. So for Chris, Andy, myself, thank you very much for tuning in. The final score here at Budweiser Gardens: London 127, Orangeville 112. London takes a 2-0 series lead in the Central Division semifinal.